G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of the Aussie Screen Printing Club. I'm here with Sam and I'm Josh here on another Tuesday night.
Yeah. Sun's still shining where you are?
No, it's pretty
No.
down here now.
You're in the same time zone now as us. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
at the moment. I don't know
Yeah.
when it changes again. Probably
Where are we? August.
soonish.
Must be at least another, I think it's October, isn't it?
I don't know. It's a pain in the bum though.
Yeah. Much more for you guys, I think, in a way, than for
Yeah,
New South
it's
Welsh people.
it's annoying just or like the cutoff times for like shipping and stuff. An hour makes a surprising difference in the morning if we want to get stuff done by 12 o'clock Victoria time or whatever. So,
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. And then you get people phoning up at from WA and it's like
And then,
6 p.m. or
yeah.
whatever, and they kind of think that you're still a couple of hours earlier.
hmm
So it's been a little while. How have you been going? What's been going on?
Nothing too crazy to report since our last catch up. We've just been plodding along here, um, just trying to do a few little improvements around the back while we've been, or in production while we've been a bit slower. Um, so that's been nice, getting a bit tidier too, which is good because we got that new embroidery machine in June, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
Um, and we inherited heaps of thread and stuff with it. So we've um, we've done like a big stock take. We've set up some really nice storage for it. Um, so yeah, that's nice and slowly changing over to all of that brand now as well. So
And are
um,
you using that um, new embroidery machine? Yeah,
yeah,
it's in service.
it.
Yeah.
I've noticed we're using that one more than the old one now. I don't know if it's just the shiny new toy, but because but the other one is we've sort of it's ended up being more set up for caps, and we haven't been doing quite as many caps at the moment. Um, so I'm sure it'll swap to the other way around as we
Yeah,
come
once
into
that
warmer seasons.
changes. So you
Mm,
actually, I mean, it sounds you've actually got an embroidery machine just for caps, really. That's what you're saying. And
basically, at
another
the
one for
moment,
everything else.
yeah, basically one just lives with the hat drivers on it, so which is nice because it does take a bit of time, but um, yeah, it'd be nice to have them both running more, but it does happen a bit within a few days this week, so where they've both been plodding along.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, you've been expanding more and more. I mean, it's interesting, like our business expanded. Well, we never did embroidery anyway, but it expanded into obviously different technologies with printing. And
Mm.
you've just kind of grown in the embroidery section and moved more to DTF, but you still do a little bit of screen printing as well, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been doing a little bit more screen printing recently, which is interesting. Nothing, no like crazy numbers or anything, but more than we have been.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
And you recently went to, is it APA, the
yeah,
promotional
we went to
products?
APA yesterday.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
What was
yeah,
that like?
yeah, it's good. I've been to the last few, or last year. There's one earlier in the year. There's normally only one a year, but they do like a little road show, so they'll come to Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and somewhere in New Zealand, maybe to Perth as well.
Hmm.
Um, but this year they end up having two for some reason. Um, so this one was a little bit smaller to the one earlier in the year. I think it was in April. Um, but we do a decent amount of promo products, and especially coming into like end of the year for like corporate gifting and stuff for employees or customers.
Mm.
Um, we do a little bit of that as well. So it's good to
Yeah,
get
right.
ideas for that sort of time of the year.
Yeah, it's good fun. I didn't even know it existed. I don't know anything about that part of the our industry. I did try and get into promotional stuff, but man, for us it just was a real uphill slog.
It's a tough, it's a yeah, it's a different beast to what we do with apparel and stuff because everyone's sort of selling the same stuff. So it's a bit hard to have like a point of difference. And
Mm.
there's a lot of people that are just like sitting at their kitchen table, just like reselling. So you kind of like, to them, if they're making $1 on something and they're selling a few hundred units, then they're making good money because of sitting at the table and got no overhead. So
Yeah, no overheads.
it's it can be a little bit difficult, but we sort of just do it with our existing customers. We also do um, normal printed or merch or uniforms for. Um, but yeah, otherwise it can just be, yeah, how cheap can you do it kind of thing.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. And then it becomes the classic race to the bottom. And then you think, why did I bother getting into this? I
Yeah.
feel like our market, our type of clients just aren't interested in it, really.
Hmm.
For them, I think it's probably much more that corporate market that you're in that would
Mm.
make sense. Yeah. And sales, August, how's August been for you?
August has been better than July. July was pretty shit,
Really?
to put it bluntly. But it's picked up a little bit more the last, probably even last week, maybe a little bit the week before. But yeah, just the last week or two, it's picked up better. Um, but still not like heaps going on. Um, but yeah, we're definitely not pumping or anything. Um, but yeah, at least a little bit better than July. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping, I'm not sure. We're still like sort of new. We haven't got heaps of historical data to go off of, I guess, as well. So I'm not sure how long the slow time after end of financial year, whatever it's supposed to be, or this time of year. How are you
Yeah.
finding it?
Similar. July, strangely. So let me go back a bit. Our biggest month's normally June by far.
Hmm.
So for us, March, April, May, June are like the biggies. And then October, November, for the kids' camps.
Oh yeah.
And but June is like, way up there compared to the other months. This year, May blew June out of the water.
Hmm.
So it's the biggest month we've ever had. And June beat the target. And July beat its target, but it's less,
Hmm.
because it's just a quieter month. But this month has been, I don't think we've hit 60% of our target yet.
All right.
Only a few days to go.
Mm.
And it's been a bit of a shock. And I have this theory, which, so you said about, we don't have a lot of data to go on. One of the things about that is you kind of have a bit of grace in your thinking, because if you have too much data, you go, why isn't this doing this?
Mm.
What, the last year it was that, and the year before that, and so on. But the truth is, you don't really know what's going to happen. Anything can shift in the market, or the interest rates, or customers going elsewhere perhaps, or your pricing changing, and it's really hard to know exactly what's going on. But August has been a bit miserable.
Okay.
We cut down our staff a little bit temporarily while that's happening. It's been good timing in one sense because um, we had the DTF machine delivered and installed a couple of weeks ago,
Oh, cool.
which is that thing where you say, "Oh, never kind of make too many changes at the same time."
Mm.
Don't be, and then you kind of say to yourself, "Well, let's just get it all over and done with, and then it'll be fine, right?"
Pull
There's
the
been
band-aid
four,
off.
yeah. It's like, oh, why do we do this? Um, Tim, my friend from Flavor Pop, who runs DTF Shop, was just very quietly and subtly trying to tell me, this isn't as easy as you might think it is, right? And he's so right, bless him. Um, but it's been good in the sense that we've been much quieter. That's freed us up to do that.
Hmm.
But we've become a little bit of a victim of, well, basically with the Rock and the Anatole running flat out, we're doubling our output,
Mm.
which is great. but it means we need a lot more food. Do you know what I mean?
Feed the
Like,
beast.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct. And it's sort of, when it was more like that, now it's kind of more like this. Um, so it becomes slightly harder to manage all the staffing and, the cost of that and the cost of electrics and so on. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's kind of been a bit of a weird month for sure.
Mm.
Um, but you mentioned there that you've been doing a bit more screen printing. Why is that? Customers, has it just been more cost effective for you to do that rather than DTF, or customers have asked for
Uh,
it?
Probably customers asking for it. We always get the like, and it's a bit like there's a few people in town here that they don't do screen printing, they just do DTF or whatever, but they won't tell like the customer thinks they're getting screen printing from them because they've asked for screen printing and they haven't really said this is that. So, which I
Really?
think is a bit offsides, um, especially
Especially
if
if
you're
they've
trying to,
asked for it.
yeah, if you're quoting for a like for like thing, obviously we're going to be different because
Yeah.
they're all different pricing or whatever. So, but we've had a few people just like um, they've wanted like a water based black just because it was with one of the there's a an army uh, base nearby here, and they wanted undershirts. Um, so for that, we ended up doing a water-based black ink for them on like the army green shirts, um, and they wanted that. We sort of showed them both options if we did a because they're sort of the quantities we could have gone either direction, but um, yeah, they wanted that. But yeah, it's kind of there's just a few people that are just like, no, we definitely want screen printing even after we've explained the difference or and the
Mm.
pricing and stuff. So, which is interesting. Yeah.
We had one. So when you see a job come in and it's a good size and it's lots of nice colors and so on, you immediately go, right, simulated process. And we had one of those come in just a couple of weeks ago where I looked at it and went, this actually be really quite good DTF, just the way the design would work,
Hmm.
and not just some kind of big blocky print, but nice. And I said to the customer, look, there's two ways we can print this. One was we do this job every year, and they normally get simulated process. So I said we can do that again, or we can do DTF. Oh, what's DTF? I explained and sent them a sample,
Yeah.
not of their artwork, but just another print. Um, and I explained the difference on the price because of the cost of setup.
Hmm.
Because when you have, and this is going to sound very big-headed now, but it is a real gift to us to have your own DTF printer and your own rocking press because you can just feed it with that very easily. Setup
Hmm.
is zero, right? It's really nice. So we gave him a really good price on DTF, and I thought, yeah, because they sell these to make money,
Hmm.
and came back and said we never ever want to have a print like that.
Oh, true.
And I was like, why? What's the problem? We don't like the stuff that doesn't go into the garment. And I really get that. I get that entirely. But he also said it sort of feels plasticky. And I said, it's really funny because it's water-based. The ink is water-based. It's real
Hmm.
cured ink. And the other stuff is plastic.
Yeah, actually plastic.
It's just so bizarre. Um, But yeah, okay. So you've got customers that actually do want that and ask for that. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Which is
There's
interesting.
there's a bit of a debate raging, isn't there, about should you tell your customer or shouldn't you tell your customer? And of course, the answer is you should tell your customer. This is
Mm.
screen printing, this is DTF. But I think I may have commented on this before, I can't remember, but I feel that the reason that debate exists because lots of people are buying little DTF printers or they're, setting up in the back room basically with a heat
Mm.
press and they're not saying one or the other,
Yeah.
and they're letting people think that, they're buying stuff from a reputable screen print house, let's say, and but I don't think I know any screen printers that would not get it right or say that. It seems
Mm.
seems wrong otherwise. But yeah, I think the debate's going to rage for a while, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Our rock Impress died today. Well, I should be careful what I say. It didn't die. It maybe it had a kind of stroke, maybe a way of thinking about it. And one of the units, the feeder, the thing that picks up the transfers and drops it on the platen on the garment, um, just started having a bit of a conniption and
Oh,
started hissing at people. And yeah, I turned it off. It wasn't working. I mean, it's just an air problem. I don't know exactly what
oh,
it
it's
is.
air. Okay,
Yeah,
rather than
it runs on
like metal
air.
or something.
No, no. But yeah, that was a bit like, oh, we've got to put them on manually. We've got to actually load the transfer. You're so used to using this thing that's, it's just great.
Mhm.
So lovely. And it looks a bit sort of James Bondy. And suddenly like, oh no, we've got to actually put it on and line it up with a laser, like
Yeah.
that's how kind of
Is
much.
there lasers on it for if that happens?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, there
okay,
is.
cool.
The rock feeder comes on rails, little train tracks,
Hmm.
and it basically locks into place. But if you want to manually feed, you just unlock it and it slides out the way. And then you can actually operate with the lasers. It's got like a tray that's built into the head. So you can actually have all the transfers in there. When the
Oh,
platen comes around, you can just slide it back, drop
okay.
it on, line it up with the lasers. Also has this thing, it's got a foot pedal. It's got a few foot pedals. But there's one at that station that if you press it down, it holds the press. So
Uh,
if somebody's loading and they're advancing or it's in automatic mode, you can take as long as you want. So the
uh,
kind of psyche to it is, it moves around, you put your foot on the pedal, you slide it down, and, when you're happy, you let go.
right.
And when the other person's happy with what they're doing, they let go and it just advances, which reduces, um, you know, stuff ups, I guess.
Hmm.
Which takes a bit of getting used to when you're used to a pedal that advances the press.
Mm.
But yeah, but that was kind of interesting. And Frank, my man from GJS, is coming up with a solution for that as he always does. But yeah, it was a bit of an odd start to the day.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to find out whether other people have experienced a bit of a downturn in sales for August. But yeah, sorry, don't think I said it. My theory is people have bought in July that perhaps would normally buy in August. So maybe,
Okay.
some of that revenue shifted forward in the previous month. I don't know, just a theory,
Yeah.
but we'll
Do you
see.
find, because it's sort of like an in-between time, like I think a lot of our customers have bought their fleece and stuff earlier, or think there's been a few warmer days, they're not really buying anything now, but it's still not quite warm enough to
Yeah,
buy teas or hats or whatever.
yeah. I think that does have an effect. I think the position, as it were, of Easter, which obviously moves around, has an effect on things because of the sometimes there's a gap between Easter and the kids' holidays, school holidays,
Yeah.
and then the camps. And I think the kind of winter we get makes a difference. If we get a really cold one, and of course it depends where you are, because it's been really cold here, but
Yeah,
perhaps
true.
not so cold in Toowoomba. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I think that has an effect. I think you're right. People are hanging
Mm.
on to hoodies. We stopped advertising hoodies recently, and then we just got a ton of hoodie orders in. I was like, maybe we should be advertising hoodies.
Yeah.
Just don't really know what what works and what doesn't.
No.
Um, but yeah, certainly have been a bit of a ramp up in advertising and emails from us to try and
Okay.
stimulate a bit more, a few more orders. Um, yeah, good. And how's your team going? All good?
Mm. They got real good. Um, yeah. They're
Yep.
still doing their thing. They We've been building a few more portals and stuff. Um,
Oh yeah,
trying to, I don't know if
for
I've
Deco
got
Networks.
uh, some on Deco, some on another platform.
Oh wow,
Um, the merch and stuff is on Deco, um, but we're trying to get some of our like B2B clients with their uniforms and stuff onto um, a uniform portal
wow.
that manages like their staff's allocation and stuff like that. So we've been trying to suss that out and trying to suss out our pricing for that as well, because our pricing is volume based for everything, but we have a minimum of four, and it's quite high for embroidery at four because there's so much setup. Um, so we're just trying to figure out how we balance the price to make it affordable, because it's often probably going to be quantities of four or similar or less,
Mm,
hopefully not less,
mm,
um, but still be competitive, but know that we've got that customer locked in for all of their uniforms. And if they order more, their price is sort of locked to that higher rate. So we make more if everyone decides to order at the same time.
yeah,
So
gotcha, gotcha.
that's a bit of an interesting one that I haven't quite cracked yet.
And I think we spoke about the Deco Network designer last time, but that's still going okay for you?
Yeah, we've had a couple orders for that recently, actually. Surprisingly, then they're always smaller orders, but it's always nice when it just comes through. It's kind of like free money almost. You
Yeah,
didn't have
it's
to do
done.
anything. It sort of
Oh,
feels like, but then you end up having to go back because the artwork's crap.
oh, really?
Um,
You don't just print it, you actually make the effort.
no, and I think yeah, that's the hard thing, and I think it's hard because we do DTF and not DTG. If it was DTG, I feel like you could just print a little bit more of just whatever came through,
Yeah.
but because you've got to think about the line thickness and whatever else with DTF, or if it's got gradients and stuff,
Mm,
um, it's a little bit harder. I think it would work better for DTG,
mm,
um, but still, it's mostly been hats through the designer tool recently, which is interesting. So
okay,
yeah,
cool.
but always like fours. So
I had a customer who buys from us all the time come on and say they just wanted one hoodie. And I was very reluctant. And they said, well, it's actually a gift for a friend who's quite unwell.
oh,
So I
yeah,
felt a little bit more like I should do it. And I just looked at, I think I went to the print locker or someone and worked out what they would charge.
hmm,
And I said, look, it's going to be expensive. This is what it's going to cost. I think it was like $80 or something ridiculous for a hoodie.
yeah,
It just had a front print. That's all it had,
yeah,
one color. And I said, it won't be screen printed. And they were like, yeah, no problem at all. And
yeah,
I was chatting to one of the people here and saying, like, do you think that's a bit ridiculous? And they were like, not for one garment. That
mm,
they know people that do that all the time out there. So
yeah.
kind of makes me think, all right, maybe there's something in there.
It's so hard. I've even some of our quotes, I've looked at them and been like, or Bella's run it past me like, do you think this seems a bit high? And then I'll jump onto like one of our competitors locally, and our price with decoration is less than what they're selling the jacket blank. So,
Wow. Okay.
but then you'll have another customer that'll be like, oh, this place is doing it for cheaper or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
just ghost you. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you'll ever get it right.
I mean, we've got to admit our guest for today, but before we do, I'll just very quickly say I don't know if I said this last time, I'm so confused, but um, we had a customer who's bought from us for years, and they swithered and swithered about a particular order, and they ordered it. They placed the order, they're a regular customer, so no big deal. And we started I guess, yeah, to be fair, we started producing that. We didn't print anything. And then literally the next day, the customer wrote back and said, I've had an offer that's too good to pass up from someone else. I'm cancelling my order. So I wrote back and said, wow, okay, that's a bit of a shock, but there's a cancellation fee. And this person turned quite nasty.
Mm.
And I said, look, you're kind of messing us around. It's not all about dollars. We've been doing this together for years. What's the go? Oh no, it's too good an offer. And I said, that's fine. I said, you'll be blacklisted as a customer. And she went mental. Started
Mm.
saying that she knew some of our other customers and she was going to contact them. And you're thinking, oh dear, that's not good. But it's all mouth. But um, yeah, I find that really hard when you've got a customer where you've worked hard to kind of develop a relationship with over a few years or whatever, and then it's all about dollars for them,
Mm.
and it's probably, dollar a garment, big deal, Anyhow. All right, well, let's enter the room or allow Angel from Halo Print Company in Sydney to enter the room, and no doubt we'll have a great fun blether with him too. Hey, Angel.
Hey, how's it going, gentlemen?
How are you, my friend?
Yeah, good, good. Just cruising,
That sounds
wrapping up
nice.
a long day.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
start pretty early?
yeah, pretty early. But today I've just been having problems with some digital stuff, so wash tests all day long,
Oh, right. Okay.
all day long. Yeah.
That's
So
hard. We've
yeah,
we,
it always is. Eh?
we've never actually met. I think I've met your partner or your wife before at an event. She always wears pink, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know whether you've come across Josh before or met Josh. He's up in Toowoomba.
Oh, cool. Were any of you at the DJS Rock screen printing thing that they did in Sydney, or no?
Yeah, I
Sam was,
was.
I think.
I was at
Oh,
that.
okay. That's maybe where you met Megan. So we were there as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
cool.
That's
So
right.
you tell us first of all where you are. I know you're in Sydney. I think you're near
Yeah.
Marrickville or somewhere around there. But tell us where you are, who you are, and why you are in this crazy
Well,
business.
oh man.
He was asking himself the same question today. Why?
Yeah, literally. Every time when you start to talk to another printer, you start with "Want to buy a print shop?" And
Yeah, that's right.
um, but no, yeah. So I came from New York City 11 years ago.
You're right.
Um, my dad was a printer back there, an offset printer, and a photographer. So I grew up around printing and photography. Then did photo video here. Went to go get a job and had to choose between plumbing, which is what I was kind of doing back in New York. So I didn't have any experience printing beforehand, like personally. Or I can work for AS Color. And the choice was either which one is going to let me keep my blue hair. And Reese Plumbing did not let me keep my blue hair, and AS Color did. So I went with AS Color
Wow, that's
and
fabulous.
started to get to know all the printers and started to get to know all the people. And yeah, found a gap in the market with my wife, and we were like, man, there's no one doing same days in Sydney and do like giving really good customer service. Most of the reviews were very bad for everywhere. So we
Hmm.
just went, let's take a customer service approach and just be a customer service shop that prints same day, when you need it right now. So yeah, started in the apartment, whoever would buy a shirt from us same day, if they needed it, we can do it. And then quickly moved into the retail shop, and 3 years later, we moved into a warehouse with another printer, another print friends called Bottega Made. And they were doing screen printing and we were doing digital, and we were kind of doing work for each other. So, and it was holistic. It was in one place, which is really cool. And then soon after we broke off, Bottega does a lot more design stuff now. They kind of got out of printing a little bit because it's just very messy. And
Hmm.
we moved into a space where we really optimized for digital and kind of lent in a little bit more there. We still offer a little bit of screen printing here and there, but it's not our main gig. We're doing a lot of same day, small run retail shop, pick a shirt off the wall, come in, get it printed. It might take 12 minutes. It might take 3 hours. We'll send you a text when it's done, and they
Wow.
just come right back in like a little tuck shop and pick it up and leave. Yeah.
And is that the same for everybody? Like if I come into your shop tomorrow, for example, and I say, I want this t-shirt printed, but it's not urgent, you just put it in the queue and it's ready in 3 hours? Or do you say, all right, I'll do that on Thursday? Or like, how
Our
does that
our
work?
queue in our queue we have about let's say approximately 70 jobs going at the same time. So because there's a lot of small jobs pile that kind of pile up, so we might go, all right, this is on white, these are all on white. Let's pick all the ones that are on white and then let's focus on white. So that person that pays for the 2 week turnaround might get it done same day as well. Because it just so happened that the print gods worked their magic in their favor and they didn't have to pay the extra $40 that it costs to get a same day.
Hmm.
So we have pricing tiers, so people can either pay standard, express, or same day. And now we're expanding that to get into the nooks and crannies more because what if they order after the same day cutoff, but they still need it next day? It's
Mm.
technically not the same
Mm.
day; it's the next day. We have a bit of time to prepare, so that price should be slightly lower than same day.
Got you.
So yeah, we're working on that.
And you do have a service that's in an hour, right? Seem to
In
remember.
less than an hour, yeah. So we're going to be making that um, a little bit more official. We're kind of calling it the Woo program while you wait, WUW. And it's kind of like, yeah, you can pay the premium to jump the entire queue and just wait downstairs. We'll get you a drink. You can sit down, play with the dog, pay some Connect Four if you want to, and we'll just go upstairs, print your t-shirt right away, come back down, and
I love it.
yeah, we'll stop everything,
I
do
love
it
it.
for you, and come back down. But of course, that comes at a premium, right? Superstar service
Yeah.
comes with superstar price. So that's where it balances out.
And but there's a great, that becomes part of your brand, and there's a great story in that. And that, people will tell everyone else that, listen, I went in, I played
Mhm.
Connect Four, had a coffee or whatever. And, 20 minutes later or whatever it is, I came out with this t-shirt. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not many people can do that. That's pretty special.
Yeah, thank you. It's the customer service part of it. That's our favorite bit is when people come in and they're like, "Whoa, what the heck?" And they're like touching things and checking out 3-year-old prints and how they age. And we just try to make it feel like a kid's store. So and everyone's still a kid, they're just a grown-ass kid. So we just go back to the kid vibes and like you want to be tangible, you want to be tactile. We're trying to drive away from the website. Even our website, it just looks like a kid's website. It's like everything's so big and cartoony. It's like, all right, let's see what the shop is like. And the shop is just as big and cartoony as the website. So, and then they see me behind the counter and they're like, what is this place getting robbed or something? What's going on here?
Sure, that's not true.
um,
Oh man.
when I did all the branding around my wife being down there facing customers. So I look very different to my wife. As you said,
Yeah.
she's all pink, which the shop matches her vibe. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very
The
Yeah.
cool.
shop is it's like the best looking print shop, I reckon. Like
Oh,
the
dude, thank
brand is
you.
so strong. It's so cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We wanted to just break away from everything in the industry, man. You know what I mean? Everything is, and we get it. Like it's cool. Logos that stand the test of time, that's awesome. We might have to rebrand in 5 years because it might be corny. You never know, but it's like, screw it. We're just going to keep trucking along and we have an in-house illustrator and he could just change our brand whenever we want to. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's like, I don't think a logo needs to go that far. It can be anything. So
Mm.
right now it's this. This is our logo. Where normally
Oh yeah.
it's a little cherub holding up a t-shirt, but we reckon this is cleaner right now. So you build out that logo pack, the brand guide as a whole, and then you can really chop and change within that brand and still be on brand.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
makes it fun.
It's real fun. And
Yeah.
so you really are retail, like people can just literally walk in. And is that where most of your custom comes from? Or you do a lot of social media, I know, but do you do a lot of advertising online as well?
Just the we actually don't put any like Facebook, Instagram ads, anything like that. Obviously, you have to if you want to play with the big dogs, you got to do Google. That's just the industry standard, right? Um, but and that's just so that people can find us. So I feel like if you don't do Google, people are not they're just not going to stumble upon you for out of nowhere. They have to type in same day Sydney, and then we pop up, and then they go, wow, the pink shop. They have a retail location. Let me go there. I'm not going to choose any of the other ones because they're not open for visitors. So, they want to make an experience. Someone
Yeah.
yesterday drove up from Wollongong
Gee.
to come to the shop. We've had people drive from the Central Coast all the way down to, and they make it like a day trip where they're like, they come in, they're like taking photos and stuff. You're like, this is cool.
That's awesome.
We got to get back to work, but thanks for driving, 2 hours down here. Um, yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, we're primarily a retail shop where same day and small runs is our focus, but we have a team, or at least my wife's side of things handles the large corporate orders, things like movies, film and TV, uniforms, all that, the bread and butter, the stuff that keeps you going.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
awesome that you're able to do both, right? Because I've often thought that your model is it's very appealing to me, partly because I love people and you get to kind of interact with more people and see more art in that regard.
Yeah.
But it's often hard for organizations like yours to be able to do the corporate stuff as well because of
Yeah.
that. So you're able
Yeah.
to manage both, which is a real gift.
I think the cool thing about having a retail shop is that the people that come in are impressed, often work for larger companies, and maybe they might handle the corporate stuff.
Yeah.
So if they get that initial reaction where they're like, "Whoa, you guys got my back," and then they ask us for a quick turnaround delivery and they get it Ubered same day to them, they look like a superstar at work because we just made them, the boss was scrambling everywhere to try to find t-shirts for the function tomorrow, and now you came in with the t-shirts for the function tomorrow and you're the
Mm.
hero. You're going to keep coming back, and yeah, it just compounds. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah,
Tell us about your kit. You did say that you do have a screen printer, or you do a bit of
it's a
screen
very
printing.
basic one, manual, Vastex, what X V1, that I don't know, whatever it was a mainly a live printing carousel. 4 stations, big old 40 by 50 platens. You could chuck 4 screens on there. And then at the warehouse, when we were at the warehouse, you're just running like a M&R auto six station heat press,
Yeah.
which is just everybody's kind of standard workhorse. And then you got a 4 color cruiser on the side, which nobody touches because no one wants to do the manual work.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
just gets dusty.
But it's kind of nice to be able to have it if you need to. A little bit earlier, Josh was saying that he does a lot of DTF and embroidery, but he was saying he's starting to use his. He also has an auto actually, which I
Mm.
haven't brought up, but it's always a sore point. But yeah, you've been doing a bit more manual. Have you been doing anything with the auto? I had an idea about you for your auto.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
What's that?
instead of needing all that electricity, assuming that there's some kind of belt system or change system to rotate the carousel, you could just turn it into, a rock impress, basically. Is it an M&R? What is it?
Yeah, sure.
It's a Gilroy. Sorry, not Gilroy. A TAF.
It's a TAS, yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
cool.
Yeah,
Does the carousel go up and down, or do the? Yeah,
yes,
it will do.
yep.
Well, you
I was
just
actually
get.
chatting to a Sparky about it today, but yeah, I don't know.
Because I reckon you could just chuck a Stampinator on there,
I
and
was
now
going to
you have
say,
a
TAF
yeah.
makes one now, like a genuine one, like the
Oh,
equivalent of a
cool.
Stampinator. So I don't know what they're worth or anything, but
sorry, did
it's
you say
pretty
you've
big
got
though.
one?
It's
You've
like
got one,
5 meters wide, so
Oh man, that's crazy.
but you could do that. You could just get 2 or 3 Stampinators.
yeah,
Suddenly you've got, mass production.
Pre-press, pre-press, press, and post-press all in the same thing.
be pretty sick.
Yeah,
Wouldn't need
I'm
all the
I'm just
electrics.
considering bumping up to like a 4 station heat press or something that goes a little bit faster. I can't, because we're in such a tight space. I can't get one of those rock impress like the ones that you have. That's super sick. I would love one of those, but it won't fit in our space.
That is the problem with all these carousels, isn't it? They take up so much space, and then there's all the add-ons, and then there's the size of the. I mean, it's not as big as the one that you run, Josh, but the air compressor. The guy that came to install the DDF machine the other day, he looked at the air compressor and went, "What?" I said, "Yeah, that just runs that machine there." But yeah, you need so much space. It's a nightmare. But yeah, you could do that. We're about to sell our Stampinator, actually. I
Oh,
think
sweet.
I think I've got someone that wants to buy it, but Yeah, because we just don't use it on the Anatole enough at the moment.
Hey Sam, if you give me 10%, I'll try to get Josh to buy it from you. And
There you go.
let's get a little deal here, you know?
I knew
I
this
know
would
I'm
be
on
a
the
good
side, but don't
relationship.
crop me out of this deal.
I'm not listening.
Um, okay, so tell us about your digital equipment. You do both DTF and DTG, is that right? Are you
Yeah,
printing your own DTF as well?
yeah,
So
yeah. I
tell us all
primarily
about
try to
that.
specialize in that. I have a bit of a passion to try to figure out stupid stuff that doesn't exist on the internet and you have a really hard time trying to understand.
Yep,
Um, and the techs never want to give you the knowledge because then they won't have a job. So if you can fix it yourself, running GTX Pro, which you might be able to see there.
that's a
I don't know if you can,
DTG
if I
machine,
can.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's the
Yep,
DCG, but it also prints DTF as well. Um, but just in CMYK, and then we got the big Coltex from GJS. That one's been pretty
nice.
good. CMYK, orange, green, fluoro yellow, and fluoro magenta.
Yeah,
Um,
right. The fluoros.
the
So it's
fluoros have
basically
been
a
pretty good.
nine color printer, including the white, but some of the
They
colors are fluoro.
technically, yes, technically 8 color. Nowadays they go up to 12 color. So it's pretty bonkers. There's purple inks, there's like fluoro green. Um, yeah, it's crazy. M&R just came out with their M&R Quattro, which I just literally called Raw Tech today to see if I can get one in Australia. I would love to have the first M&R DTF machine. It's a big blue beast,
Mm.
that quality that you can trust, from M&R, and
Yes.
it has red ink as well as
Uh,
straight violet ink. So whereas I would be swapping that out for fluoro magenta, fluoro yellow on that one because we don't use the fluoros too much.
Right. Okay.
But it can rival vinyl at this point, though, with that how fluoro the greens and oranges come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
And that's a GJS product. They're reselling those.
Yeah, the Coltex, yeah. I think it's an in-house brand. And then stalls all the way around for all the heat presses. Just It's the only one I trust at this point, and then a Vastex oven keeps us running. Those things are the best. So shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Howard from Leapfrog.
Yeah. Mr. Vastex.
Yeah,
Um, and with the Coltex, you got an oven shaker unit that comes with it.
yeah. It comes as a whole package. So you can either buy the CMYK version and it prints twice as fast. I think it's like it can print like 24 meters an hour.
Wow.
Or you can get the 8 color, which is what I got, but it can't go twice as fast. So you might get like 18 meters or somewhere around there an hour. So yeah, pretty good. Or unfortunately, when a machine comes sort of rebadged from China, there's often a lot of issues, which is why people often hate digital because they're just like, screw this. I'd rather have the consistency of screen printing or the consistency of embroidery and know that it's the operator, not the gear. Um, but with digital, right now, I just had Frank out from GJS. He's been here since I think 4 p.m. and he just left. And we have the whole tables littered with color tests right now,
mm.
of us just trying to make sure and try to dial in that black so it's like real ink black, not a bit faded. We're putting it through 6, 7, 10, 52 wash tests and just trying to make sure that everything is completely dialed, all the oranges hit the way they need to, etc. But it's a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Frank's the guy. I got a lot of time for Frank. He's a really super guy. And
he's limited edition.
he is limited edition. Don't tell him that. He'll go to his head, I'm sure. But he always find a solution, and that's what I like about
Hmm.
people like that.
Hmm.
So that's a fairly new install for you, and you're kind of getting
Yeah.
your head around how much film you have to use just to get a print to come out the other end, right?
Holy moly. Hey. It's yeah, it's
Crazy.
gnarly. It's about what 3 meters of wastage in, 3 meters of wastage out.
Yeah.
So you could, if you're not thinking straight and you're not batching all your prints, you
Yep.
could be losing a lot of money
Absolutely.
just in films alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
We recycle all of our film though. We released a video on that recently where we bring it to a place called reverse garbage. All that extra film that we have, 3 meters at a time, we roll them up and this place reverse garbage sells it at a discount to students and like you can go in there as a printer and just find this and a bit of that and a bucket of buttons and all that and it's just they can use it as tracing paper, they can use it as transfers for other things, I don't know, baking paper if they want to. I don't really know what's on there, but yeah, reverse garbage sells them. So we have a little deal where we just go and drop it off, and they take our waste and make sure that it doesn't end up in landfill. So it's
That's
good.
cool.
Yeah,
Bit of
yeah.
extra recycling, yeah, because you do have an awful lot of it after a while. It just
That's not going to break
feels
down anytime soon.
no. Although people are
No.
talking about different papers that are coming out now that they're experimenting with that are going to be okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
certainly it's not great to have that much film.
I got to see some of that paper just recently. Tran, one of the guys from ArtSpot, who in Sydney, easily one of the best printers I think around. Period. And just tucked away, hidden, no website, no phone number, no email. Right, those are usually the best printers. Are those guys that are just like locked in.
Yeah.
He showed me the paper that's biodegradable. So he even like took it, he ripped it, he put it underwater, and it shriveled up like toilet paper.
Oh,
And he said, "You can just wash this down the drain. It's fine."
What?
Now the issue is the tension. So because it's operating roll to roll, you need, quite a lot of essentially plastic to keep that tension. If you try to put that, if it just tensions off a weird way, it's going to rip, and then
oh,
there goes your whole roll. So he uses it where it comes out of the DTF machine. Instead of going into a powder, he just cuts it, hand powders it, puts it onto a long conveyor dryer, and keeps doing that. But it's biodegradable, which
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's bypassed his shaker and he's just doing the shaking manually and running it through dry
Yeah. Well,
process.
he invents a lot of things. So he's like, I call him Print Dad because he gives me so much knowledge and stuff, and he's invented. He's funny enough just chopped up his Taz. I think it was an 11 color, and made it all fully incorporated pre-treat and pressing machine himself
oh.
by drilling things and cutting stuff. Like he's a nut job. People offer him a lot of money to come by and do that to his machines, and he's just like, "Go buzz off. This is mine." Um,
Wow.
but yeah, he makes his own platens. He makes his own DTF inks, his own DTF paper, and his own
Oh.
DTF glue. And I buy the DTF paper and the DTF glue from him because it's better than whatever I can find on the market. So, but it's kind of closed circuit. He doesn't have it online. You got to just go to his shop and buy it from him directly.
Wow. Okay. It's
Hmm.
nice to know that there are still people around that are like that. That
Yeah, that's the,
like,
that's the trick though. Anybody listening is if you want a good DTF paper and glue, don't tell anybody else I said, but Tran's got the good stuff at Art Spot. Yeah.
good stuff.
What about you
Now,
guys?
Josh, over to you, mate.
Yeah, we do a lot of embroidery here. We started out just screen printing and then um, brought in embroidery, and now we do heaps of embroidery. We did a lot of like uniforms and stuff. Um, and for that, we do a lot of DTF as well because often tradies and stuff will get a embroidered left chest and a printed back or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, so our DTF has been growing a lot. We're doing less screen printing. I know it's a screen printing podcast, but I feel like I'm always talking about DTF on here. But we still do it. I still love it, but I think where we're located and stuff, like it has to be me doing the screen printing, and I just can't always be in production at this point. So um, yeah, that's what we do. We do some cool things with like online stores, merch stores, and portals and stuff. So
yeah.
that's how we're trying to sort of differentiate and now market up here a little bit. We've been doing a bit more local stuff, but traditionally we ship a lot of it. So yeah.
Oh, do you guys do people normally offer they don't pick up from you guys, they just ask for it
In
to be
the
dispatched?
Yeah, a lot of the we're doing more and more of it locally now, and people come pick up. But when I started, I was just printing on the side. I used to be a veggie farmer before doing this, so
You kind
it
of
was
look like a veggie farmer a little bit. I
yeah.
was thinking, I was like, this guy kind of looks like a veggie farmer,
He's
not a
not
printer.
he's not from the print scene, no. Um,
Smile too much. That's what it is. You still got the pizzazz in
exactly.
your eyes. That's how I know you're not a printer. No real printers
Exactly.
have
Yeah,
pizzazz in their eyes anymore, We all
hasn't
lost it.
hasn't drained yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, so being on the farm, I just we always just shipped everything, so we end up with customers sort of everywhere. But now a few more people come pick up. Um, So yeah.
That's cool. And
Mm.
then what about you, Sam?
We are a screen print shop primarily.
Mhm.
We've been around for, I think this is our ninth year,
Wow.
and started with my daughter and I. It's a long, boring story, but I basically have been in businesses for a long time and retired in 2017 or 16, and just wanted to get a hobby with one of my kids. I got four daughters, and we thought it'd be fun to learn how to screen print and just do our own things, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it just kind of took off from there. So we started with a $99 press or $100 press or
Hmm.
off eBay, and after a week or two of that, I thought, man, this is so hard. You know, like when you literally know nothing and you're just reliant entirely on the internet, and
Yeah.
um, you know, every video you see someone coding a screen as if it's like buttering a piece of toast or something,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and then you come and do it, and so it was a bit of a
Yeah.
learning curve, and there were a couple of times I thought, oh, I think we should give this up as a hobby and get a dog or something. Um, but nonetheless, we sort of persevered, bought a bigger press, bigger press, bigger press, moved out to a factory, and then got an auto, and then everything changed at that point.
Right.
So yeah, the growth was pretty linear for the first 6 years,
Mhm.
with the exception of 2020, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, Now we run an Anatole 10 color. We've got two manuals which we don't really use. We've got one that we kind of keep wanting to use for live screen printing, but have just never really cracked that, to be honest, about a few goes.
Mm.
Um, and we've got the rocking press for the DTF. We have a DTF 8 color plus white printer called DTF
Yeah.
Station. So pretty similar to the Coltex, but without the
Hmm.
fluoro inks.
Hmm.
And we're using a product called Neo Stamper for that now, which
Okay.
is the I've got to be careful. It's not really the replacement to DigiRip, but it's the latest piece of software that does somehow, I don't know how the algorithms work, but they managed to get it to work better with Pantones, and so much of what we do has
Oh,
Pantones
that's
in it.
cool. So you
Yeah,
can almost spot color match Pantones with
pretty
that
pretty
rip software.
pretty quickly, and
That's cool.
you can pull up the artwork and pick the color. You know, say it's a thing with 100 colors in it. You pick the color that you're concerned about or needs to be a Pantone, and it'll create all these variations and just print them out, and then you can get your your swatch and actually
What?
look at them all and go, right, that's the one we want.
Man, why
But
doesn't
but
Digital
it's
Factory have this? That's crazy.
and apparently Neo Stamper is the one that's available now for all products.
Neo Stamper. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what the parent company are called. I can probably find out. I'll email you after.
Yeah.
So that's a great piece of software. And it's got some really nice, funky things in there, but I guess they all have those.
Hmm.
So we run that. So that's a fairly new thing for us. And the Impress, our markets are national. We don't get any drop-ins. We do a bit locally, and always try and help out local businesses and things,
Hmm.
schools and what have you. But our markets are national. We're mostly in the church market, breweries, cafes,
Hmm.
restaurants. Um, we've tried a couple of times to break into the kind of market that Josh is in, around kind of like what I call the business polo type market, if you know what I'm saying there. And
Uniformy
yeah,
type things. Yeah,
but
that kind of rakes it in a little bit. Hey, it's a consistent flow, especially Josh, like you said, you're setting up little stores and things
mm,
like that. So you're automating that process. You're kind of laughing in a year's time when things are fully set up. You're gonna be so grateful that you took the time to set it up, eh?
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
big mish at the moment, but hopefully it pays off.
Hmm.
I think it's that thing about investing and keep reinvesting until, you know,
Yeah.
you got your hotels in Park Lane, right, on the Monopoly board, or Fifth Avenue, I guess, in your case. We also run a couple of other brands. Our main other brand is called Unimerch, which is it's really a sales network with students in universities that basically walk the corridors and give out business cards with QR codes on, and try and interest people from societies and clubs and those kinds of.
Oh,
So that's a little brand that we run for that.
hmm
And yeah, common or garden screen printing. There's
yeah.
When we're fully constituted, there's 9 of us here, and at the moment there's a bit less because we were saying earlier on it's kind of quiet, or quieter. I don't know if that's the same
hmm
for you in more of the retail end, but August has been a
It's
bit
always
of a
pumping.
yeah, okay.
It's
So
always
it's
pumping here. Yeah.
I think that's one of the benefits of having the opportunity to have people come in through the front door, you know, in a
It
big
is, but
city.
the thing is that we're all three of us are in such different places and we're all making it happen. And there's all pockets of customers for each of us. And it's cool. Listen, where I am standing or where I'm sitting right now, I'm looking the outside of my window, I'm facing a warehouse. That guy, professional sublimation printer called Sublitech. Directly across, I'm looking at him right now. So
Wow,
he sends people that want digital to me. I send people that want sub to him.
wow,
We all work together. Literally, if you jumped over the building that's in front of our shop, Signature Handprints, which is a hand screen printed shop. Right next to them is Definitive, another hand screen printed shop. 5 minutes down the road here is Fresh Tees, one of the biggest printers in
Yeah.
Sydney.
yeah,
Very good friends of ours, phenomenal. We have a really good relationship. They're right there, 5 minutes down the road. 3 minutes back towards me is Apparel Art. Next to Fresh Tees is Bottega Made. Next to Bottega Made is Made In. Next to Made In is Total Image. So
Uh,
that's from what I know. There's about 7 of us in about a 2 minute car ride, 3 minute car ride radius. So we
wow.
all have to, and that's how packed Sydney is because the district that we're in, Marrickville is kind of almost like, and aisle 6 used to be here before they moved to Wollongong.
Yeah, right.
So it's, and then obviously, yeah, Art Spot is still considered St. Peter's. So Art Spot's still right there, which is who we partner with quite a lot of the time with, like I said, trans paper, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's actually now that, oh fuck, there's ACID right behind us as well, good friends of
oh
ours.
yeah.
They handprint phenomenal, e very easily one of the best art screen printers in terms of like printing art on t-shirts and just making it look like art. They take their time. Their entire shop is white and there's not one stain of a freaking fiber of a t-shirt in there. Everything is flawless. Yeah, I
Wow.
don't understand how they do it. I just pretend like they don't print because there's no way that they keep that clean. And then Vector Punk is right behind that. And then there's another one, Tortuga Studios, which is so yeah, I'd say 11 of us in about a 2 minute car
Okay,
ride
cool.
radius. Yeah.
So to
And we do something completely different. So everybody, because they don't do what we do specifically, they'll when the client comes to them because they're a screen print shop, they're gonna go, hey, I need a t-shirt today, or I want two. And then they go, you know what? Angel always sends people to us. I'm gonna send people to him. So we might have, 11 inputs of people sending customers that are coming to them to me, knowing that I'm not going to steal their customers and hold them down. I go, great. ACID sent you. They're phenomenal printers. You should always definitely keep printing with them. I can help you out today and do this. And if you ever need anything, make sure you hit up ACID again. I don't want to take anybody's clients. I'm best friends with everybody here in this area. And that's what we mean by the world's friendliest print shop is like there's no toes being stepped on. There's no numbers being kept.
it's
It's
great.
just, it's completely open. If people want to learn how to make money, they can just ask me and I'll tell them how we do it.
Well, to put it in context for us, the next screen print, if you head north from here, the next screen printer would be Josh, which is about 4.5 hours away,
No
roughly.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are. I mean, I say that flippantly, but
Holy moly.
certainly in terms of good sized commercial businesses,
Yeah.
it would really be Josh. There's a guy who works
That's
for us here that does
wow.
have his own print shop around the corner, but he
Mm.
does contract stuff for people in Victoria. But yeah, it's quite different to to what you're experiencing. It's cool though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, it's the best because when we have a party or something like, everybody comes out. Fresh Teas has an event. We have a birthday party. All the printers come out. Everybody loves each other, especially in this pocket of Sydney. We're all good. Nobody,
That's it.
you know, I buy my t-shirts, my Shockaware t-shirts from Michael at Made In, who runs Prime Example. And Shockaware is right now is like you can't find anything like it in the market. So he's not just a printer to me. He's my supplier for Shockaware. So that relationship that we have is just better. Same thing with Tino from Bottega. He's my actual friend in real life. So we all have this relationship very closely. Junior helped us start Halo, and came kind of alongside us and told me any advice that I needed. So it's all these people kind of, we all came together and helping each other rise, right? A rising tide floats all boats. So
Hmm.
It's
yeah.
nice when you get an industry like that. I know that there's a cutthroat element to it as well, sadly. Um, but I mean, that's one of the reasons for this podcast is to try and get to know people more and kind of swap stories and, you know,
Yeah.
find out ways to hang out and so on and share intel, really, I guess, and experience.
Hmm.
Um, so what brought you to Sydney, just out of interest? I mean, it's a bit of a change of
Music.
field.
So I did music quite a bit. So I came to study. Funny enough, I bit of a rough time in New York. It's New York. I'm a Latin boy growing up in New York. It's never good when it comes to police and things like that. Uh started I kind of was in and out of trouble. Decided to find a faith to keep me like in line. So I wanted boundaries put on my life because I was kind of a wild child. Um, and then stumbled upon the like Jesus and stuff, and then started really becoming obsessed and studying about that. So then I moved here to study specifically the Bible
Wow.
and learn strictly about the red letters. And for those who don't know, like the words that Jesus spoke, because I didn't like the idea of the church, big church system. Like it always scared the crap out of me. I went to Catholic school. I got beat growing up at Catholic school. That whole side of things was really traumatizing. And yeah, started to explore that side of things and
Wow.
continue to do what I do today. And that's where kind of Halo was birthed from because we wanted to be like the bright side of the industry. So it's very angelic. Originally, our slogan was "We're heaven sent," and it's kind of just like trying to love people and just be nice. Just be friendly and like not
Mm.
try to be cutthroat and not try to steal money from clients or give them the wrong directions. We rather never lie as a print company. We never tell a fib. That's just our company like overarching through the whole company. No one will ever get in trouble. None of my employees or anything, but no one should ever lie about
Mm.
anything.
Mm.
So once you set that base, that spills out to the customers, and the customers know when you go like, man, we really messed up on this print. I'm so sorry. Tomorrow you're gonna have I'm just gonna need an extra day, but you're gonna have it, and I'm gonna give you the shitty ones as well, and then they're cool. So yeah, it kind of that's what. Sorry, I went on a tangent, but yeah,
No,
what brought me
it's good.
to Sydney was that met my wife, and then bing bang boom, wanted to keep my blue hair, and here we are.
And the Lord Jesus allows you to have blue hair too.
Pretty
So,
wild, eh? Yeah.
hey, so where did you study? Like you came to Sydney to study the Bible?
Hillsong International Leadership
Yeah,
College.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I went
right.
there for
Gotcha.
2 years for music and 1 year for pastoral leadership, and
Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
And you still involved?
No, I kind of, I'm sure, like all the stuff that was happening, in the media and all that jazz. And though it was a really rad part of my life and like something that I would never take back. I met my wife at church. It set the boundaries of our marriage and like the foundation because I was a scumbag before I met her. You know what I mean? It's like, and if it wasn't for the church, like teaching us how a marriage kind of should work, then we would have probably not. We just hit 8 years married last week, so it's like, and I'm madly in love, and she's my business partner, and she's my best friend in the whole wide world, and I would have never had her unless I went there, right?
Providence,
But
yeah.
I realized that I guess you could say in a way like my ministry was it's like a Galatians 2:6 vibe where I'm supposed to be outside with people, not
Yeah,
inside.
yeah.
And the inside never got me, and that's okay because I never got the inside anyway. I rather just be out here. I got the big dog on my hand, representing everywhere I go. You know what I mean? And all my tattoos, but at the same time, like my brand that I do on the side, Bendición, which means blessings in Spanish.
Mm.
It's it looks like a gothic clothing brand, right? Because I grew up as like a punk kid, goth kid, hardcore kid in the street. So I call it Roman Gotholic. So it's kind of like a goth Roman Catholic
Jesus.
vibe, mix,
Love
blend,
it.
right?
Love it.
Yeah. So a lot of people buy my clothes and they see this like, whoa, six-eyed Jesus, like, crazy thing. And they're like, man, I want that. and they're walking around with blessings on the back of their shirt. You know what I mean? Like around the whole place. And yeah, it's kind of opened up really interesting conversations with people. One of my best selling pieces, funny enough, is literally a shirt with a six-eyed Jesus, and it says Jesus loves you, and it has like an old lady praying on the side, and that sold like hotcakes because, and people are wearing like shirts with literally says Jesus loves you on the front of the shirt, and it's all these like crazy tattooed goths, you know, and it's like it's so cool, man.
That's
It's
funny.
just
That's
yeah,
fabulous.
yeah,
Really
yeah,
fabulous. What a
yeah.
great market. Oh wow,
It's cool.
that's a cool story for sure.
Thanks, bud. Thanks for asking. I mean, I don't know. People never really get to that point, I guess.
Yeah, look, I mean, one of the reasons we're into the Christian market is that I'm a Christian as well, and um, not I didn't come through Hillsong, came through another circuitous route, and eventually kind of arrived. But yeah, and so when we started doing our screen printing, it was the idea of getting this scripture on the back so that people could read it, because people always read a print on the back, as we know. It's easy to read. When someone's walking behind you, they read it. Simple as that.
Yeah,
And we found a way of hitting the American market, because obviously that's somewhat bigger than the Christian market in Australia.
yeah.
But and we were just
Especially
doing
with
it.
like Young Life and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And but we were doing, I think, was it Printful or Printify, one of those in the US, and we were
Hmm.
basically just letting that kind of tick over. But it became impossible for us to kind of manage issues. If there's a return or a problem with a print or a
Right.
misspelt something or whatever it is, that was became, excuse me, problematic. So we shut that down. But yeah, similar kind of idea. Um, and yeah, it's a great network, the Christian network. I mean, it really
It
is.
is. Yeah. Supportive as well. Right now, some of our biggest clients, our most beloved clients, the people that we love the most, we met at church and they started their own businesses and they've stuck by us. And listen, we tell everybody we're not the cheapest printer by any means. If you want cheap prints, you have to go somewhere else because I can guarantee you we're going to be one of the most expensive ones you use. And these people still stick by our side, pay our prices.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, what? This is amazing. Like, thanks for
Yeah.
supporting me. You could go to China and get this for a fraction of the price. You're
Yeah.
still opting to support me and my silly little dream of pulling a squeegee.
Yeah. No, I like
Yeah.
it. I like it a
Do
lot.
you know Thunder and Son?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
follow them? Yeah,
Ben
yeah,
Hura.
Ben. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I met him on Instagram. He seems like a really nice guy.
Oh, he's a cool cat. I really both of them, Ben and Taryn.
Taryn. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're good, really good people, and they're really working hard to get that brand going. It's really
Yeah,
good. Got a couple of their t-shirts, and
it's
um,
inspiring, man.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Young Life dude. He's came
Mhm.
out of Young Life
Yeah.
some time ago, but yeah,
I only
no.
know about Young Life because I used to date girls from Young Life when I was a slime ball. So it's I just don't. That's the only way I know about Young Life. I never got to be in that scene. You know, I came here when I was 25. So yeah, that was kind of later on. But uh, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see what they do. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, no,
Yeah.
it's very good. They're
Mhm.
very, very active. Um, so
So you liking
wow,
that Impress?
the Impress,
Yeah.
yeah, it blew up today. I'm completely over exaggerating that. Every time I do that, I can hear the rock sales guy going, "No, don't say that."
No, no,
No, we
no.
just had an issue
It's a
with some
joke.
air in the
Yeah.
feeder, but we love it. We having the rock has doubled our output, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, literally 1,200 garments an hour if we want to, right? And as we know, there's always an ongoing argument about DTF and DTG and
Uh-huh.
screen printing and what kind of inks and everything. But we found it to be very, very good, very fast. Well, we probably could get up to 500 an hour, but it for one person, it's just a little bit too fast.
How can you feed that fast? Yeah. That's
Yeah. I mean, our guys, so if we're going flat out on the Anatole, we'd be 600 an hour, but there's three
wow.
people running that. There's a
Hmm.
loader, an unloader, and a catcher.
Right.
Um, but we get to 410, 420, 430 an hour on the rock with one person, and
Wow.
that's phenomenal, right?
It's
Um,
crazy.
so yeah, we love it. It's beautifully engineered. Rock are clearly a very smart company in terms of their technology. But yeah, today we just had a couple of issues with the feeder. In fact, Frank is working on that one for us. But yeah, it's great. I think if you ever do go for it, get the one with the feeder and the peeler as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, initially we weren't going to go for that. We thought that was a bit overkill, and what was the point? And then for the extra cash, not having an individual, not putting
Person.
three people on a machine like
Yeah.
that, right? So yeah, it means now having DTF as a printer like you guys,
Hmm.
we realized that prints that used to cost us four, probably cheapest would have been $4, $6 for a big back print, and now 30 cents, right?
Yeah.
You
It
kind of
just the
go,
amount of money that you see rolling
wow.
in, you're like, you feel like wearing a striped suit because you feel like actually a bandit, like a robber. You're just like, there's no way. When you go from ordering roll to roll to getting your own machine,
Yeah,
you go, I'm going to start a DTF farm tomorrow
yeah, I
because it
know,
doesn't
I
make
know.
any sense as to why I'm leaving this much money on the table.
Yeah,
And you see Print Factory doing it, and they now capturing that market with the good ads. They got good commercials and stuff. That you got amazing DTF. They're doing pretty good as well. A couple guys here and there, not bad. And so you think are you gonna sell roll to roll? You reckon, or not yet?
no, no,
Never.
no,
Yeah.
never. No, no, we can't. I mean, I've run so many businesses that, as you go along, diversification is always good, or pivoting if there's a crisis or whatever. But every time I've done anything significantly different inside the company that I've had, which has principally been around consulting and IT and that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
it's always caused me to take my eye off the ball on the main cash. And
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to make these things feed what we do. And obviously, my goal with color prints is actually to do color prints for the cost of single color in the screen print market, right?
That's rad. That's rad. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Impress and the DDF print have given us. So to move from $6 to 30 cents, it's no big deal. The other thing to consider on those, though, is in terms of how good they are. All screen printers brag about how fast their press goes, and how cool the squeegee angles are, and so on. And I get it; it's an art, and that's cool, and
Hmm.
we do tons of that every day. Um, you give them a really long print, right? So here's a I don't know, 50 mil, a 50
Yeah.
centimeter print to
Yeah.
put on the
40 by
back.
50 or something. Yeah.
The time, or even a 30, just a long one on the back, the time that it can take you to print that may slow you down from 600 an hour to 150 or 200 an hour,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, never even consider that.
But yeah, like it take literally, they might need two strikes on it, right? So it can take forever. And yeah, all the colors are going down together, but it's taking quite a while.
Hmm.
Whereas with DTF, it doesn't matter what size it is, it's exactly the same amount of time, right? So
Yeah.
we have this little bit of a joke when both presses are going. Often the guys will turn around and say, "Hey, how fast are you going?" Oh, shut up! It's a long print because the rock's just going at
Sport
400 an
versus
hour.
Ferrari at this point.
Yeah. So
It's pretty funny.
we do
The
like it. We do like
battle.
it. It the setup's easy. Setup's quick. We got to get a cutter. We got a cutter on order for the film
And how does that
because
work? Does that just slide in, a QR code scans it, and then it just plots it out? But you would have had to set that up prior to
it's
have cut lines, right?
yeah,
Or
it's my understanding is it's set up in Neo Stamper in that software. There's two
right,
different
okay.
versions. One is it has these kind of dot points. They're not QR codes that are set in particular spaces, and it knows how to do the referencing from the file on that.
Right,
The
okay.
other one is the QR code. So you take the roll off the back of the oven, you put the roll on the back of the cutter, and you feed it through, and it's got a vacuum. You pull it forward, and then it basically reads the QR code, sucks it down, cuts it, advances it,
Gotcha.
cuts it, advances it. Um, and we need that not so much for speed. We've got a quite a cool way of cutting at the moment, but just for accuracy on the size of that cut because of the way the rock feeder
Instead
works.
of, yeah, right.
Got to be a particular size, you know, for the suckers to be in the same place to place it every
Ah,
time. So yeah, that's our next thing. They're in Melbourne. I've just got to get on a plane and go and see them and just say, yeah, okay, I'll have one. Um, yeah. So for us having that little business unit set up, DTF, cutter, impress, go for your life is fantastic.
that's really cool.
Absolutely fantastic. But we can't not screen print. It's the big bread and butter,
Yeah,
if you will.
yeah, yeah.
And you know, it's very tempting to do an order of 500 on a rock impress, but yeah, ultimately, if you want to kind of kick out that kind of quantity, you ought to be doing it on a normal screen print press, I would think, because of the time it takes to print the actual
The DTFs.
DTF itself,
Yeah.
even though it's cheaper. That's
Which
a
is
real
that
downside of
brings
it.
me that brings me to a point because I've been working on something and I don't want to blow up my own spot here. But secretly I've been working on something which is exposing a screen using DTF. So
What?
DTF halftone DTF.
What?
So instead of using emulsion, I'm just playing around with the amount of white ink that I'm using and then transferring. So it's covered by all the solid white parts and it's half toned out. And then I've got my little reg marks. Where is it? My little
Yeah.
reg marks there, so that I can
What?
use this as a single color screen print. So that this is something I thought up 2 weeks ago, and I thought, why aren't we DTFing our
Genius.
emotion on?
It's
And then
genius.
yeah, so I still got to play around with it. I don't know if the glue is going to plug up some of the holes. So this is I'm playing around with it, but I know that we can get somewhere with this. I know that DTF and screen printing can live in harmony. We just
Yeah.
have to make everybody love each other and kiss. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's all that's all that really matters because I got into it a little bit in the comments of the shirt show of one of the latest videos where the guy goes, I love screen printing and I hate DTF. I'm never gonna sell somebody a sticker on a t-shirt, blah blah blah. Like if you can't what did he say? Like something like if you do digital, it's probably because you're too lazy to code a screen, right? Not knowing that most digital printers are also screen printers. But I said, isn't it funny that you'd be so dedicated to an art of pushing ink through little tiny holes and using heat to cure it that you would never cheat on it with a process that pushes ink through tiny holes in a metal head and uses ink to cure it. You know, it doesn't make any sense, my
Yeah.
man. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's the same shit. It's just a different, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know, a skateboard versus a longboard. It's like you want to use one for some things and one for another, or
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? An electronic drum set versus an acoustic drum set, an
Yeah.
acoustic guitar versus an electric. They do the same thing, but they just do it differently, and you get the different results and different last. So yeah, I'm very passionate to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
make screen printers and digital printers kiss all the time and just make up and you know, like the Mike Tyson thing with the two birds, and he's like, "Now kiss." That's what I want to do with the screen printing community and the digital community. And eventually, I'm going to figure this out.
That's cool.
So, but definitely try it yourself.
Yeah, that's it. I've never thought of that. That's genius.
And
I've,
this fits on the heat press perfectly, 40 by 50. It sits on the inside. So, yeah,
wow.
you should. I don't know. First one to actually make it happen gets a $100 Halo gift card. If anybody's listening to this, it might encourage people to,
100%.
mm,
And look, you know, like you said,
read
a
a
lot of
book.
people doing DTF are doing screen printing anyway, but perhaps they're keeping a bit quieter about it. There's always that thing of, oh, it's cheating, but you said it so well. But basically, we're just pushing ink through tiny little holes onto a garment. Like,
And using
yeah,
heat to cure it.
that's right.
If anybody talks crap about pressing, I really hope you've never done a screen print transfer your entire life. I really hope, because then you'd be a hypocrite, technically. And
Yeah,
so many people, screen print transfer has been around for ages.
that's right.
You know what I mean? How else are you going to get that slippery jacket that, it's split and you know what I mean? It's like you're going to do it on a heat print. So yeah, anyway, I can't get started about that because I get too passionate. I just need everyone to get along. I'm tired of hearing one side go yap this, one side yap that. This these people are craft moms, these people are jerks. It's like just get along. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, ultimately, the market will decide. The customer is the one that will, you know, resolve that issue for us. But yeah, we'll still need both. There's it.
Always.
I think I heard elsewhere, to start using the language of complementarianism not in the biblical sense, but in terms of, if you can have both, you can do a lot more. If you want to
Yeah.
kind of rest with just one, you can do that, but there are limitations and they look like these. So if you're
Hmm.
just a DTF shop and someone comes in for 5,000, you're going to collapse. If you're
Yes.
just a screen print shop and someone comes in for 50 and it's a super, really nice full color job, you've got an
Yeah.
option now to do
Hmm.
this or to do that. Um,
But if you decide to sit out on any of the options and not be a part of it, then you don't get the opportunity to complain when things aren't working out for you.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So you have to be able to be open. You can't be a screen printer and be like, man, all these digital printers are taking all of our work. It's like, cool, then join them. I don't know. Like,
mm,
to get a digital printer or screen, digital printers might go like, oh, screen printers are always talking crap about digital. It's like, well, do you screen print? If you did, you'd probably know why they're talking crap because you know what I mean? So
yeah,
everybody just needs to understand one another, really.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you face that issue now and again, Josh, don't you, between people saying, no, I want a screen print job rather than a DTF?
Yeah, and it's a little bit our market here too. There's a few people that aren't really honest about what they're actually giving the customer as well. Um, but yeah, it's once you've explained it and stuff to them, they make up their own decision. We just do whatever they want.
Yeah, give
So
the customer
Yeah.
the option. Give
I'll
the
give them,
customer the option.
you tell me what you want and I'll print
Yeah.
it.
Having education as well, just even on like your website and stuff, just saying like, here's why you want this. That's the whole reason. Most of our social media is just built off FAQs, people emailing, going, and what's the difference between that? And I'd go, great, that's a great social media video. I'm going to do that. And now every time somebody asks it, I'm going to link them the video. We're going to get our views up because they asked that question
Yeah.
so many damn times,
Mm,
and everything's going to even out. Um, but yeah, educating people on those things. I'm like, hey, this is, or they might come back into you and go, this screen print is peeling. And then you go, well, the last printer that told you that that was a screen print, I'm sorry, but that's not a screen print. And
Mm.
it's such a heartbreaking thing to tell them that because in their mind, unless you could see everything shatter and their trust is like now lost and they don't believe anything anymore, or they now
mm,
think DTGs are shit
mm,
because the last printer was bad at it. And I got to
Mm.
go, no, 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 no. He just pre-treated it horribly. Trust me, I can, or, it was the comfort colors. They always DTG like shit. It's
mm.
like, you got to go for this or that. So yeah,
So, how would
education.
you make a decision on whether you go DTG or DTF for one of your customers? How do you drive that answer?
That's a really, really good question that my printers keep asking me every day. And
Okay.
I'm the guy that goes DTG, DTF. And what I'm looking for is color of garment. If it's white, there's a very high chance that whatever is going to be on it is going to be DTG, unless it's a design with a lot of negative space. If we've got, text and a number, yeah, it could pass as DTF. I mean, no, sorry, DTF could pass. It could pass as DTG, but when you have a name and a number that it's probably going to be a jersey,
Mm,
and you know what texture that should feel like. You know what I mean? So
mm,
I'm not going to print it as DTG. Whereas if it was a photo, obviously it's going to be DTG. Um, a lot of the times we're half toning a lot of DTF. Shout out that t-shirt dude, right, on
mm.
Instagram and
Mm-hmm. He's good.
TikTok. He always teaches how to DTF halftone. I downloaded the Max Chroma pack for Photoshop, so I just use the action steps. One button, you click, you select the color that you want out, and it halftones it like that, and then I export it, and it's done. It's
Wow.
the greatest thing ever. Maxchroma, Max Chroma, and he has all the tutorials on YouTube. The man built out, and it's $20. $20 for the plugin, and you have unlimited halftone DTF. It's amazing. You don't have to go in and do levels and grayscale and bitmap, and it's such a waste of time. Um, so yeah, I use that. And nowadays, if it's like a artwork, sometimes I'll ask the client, "Hey, do you want it to feel more like a sticker?" like where it's going to sit on top of your print, or do you want it to like me to blend it as much as I can? Usually they're going to say blend it as much as you can. I half tone it, and now the DTFs feel like butter. So they can breathe through them, all that. If it's a color of a shirt that's a little bit weird, like Ecru versus Bone, and the design looks like it just has a white background, I'll still tell the Max Chroma thing I'm printing on a bone colored t-shirt, and it'll expose for that color and try to mix the existing white in with open spots that are going to blend in with that bone.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. $20.
Max Chroma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should check that out. That sounds really good.
And if you want to be a slime ball, technically you can download it and then just send it to all your friends to this like a Google Drive folder. So he doesn't have there's no codes or anything. You know what I mean? He just kind of gives
Bless
you a
him.
link to
Bless him. I'll give him his
locker.
$20. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. Support Max Chroma. Support Max
Yeah.
Chroma. But fellas, I'm gonna have to wrap it up. My wife is giving me the eyes. So
No worries. Listen, thanks so much, man. It's great to meet you a bit more
dude.
and have
Yeah,
you
nice to
on.
meet you
It's
guys.
pretty encouraging. We'll drop in and see you when I'm in Sydney next. That would be terrific.
Please do, please do. Monday to Friday, 10 to 5. Yeah, please do. We love to see everybody and we love being a part of the community as well.
All right.
So
All
yeah.
right. Well, have a good night. We'll wrap up there and see you again.
You too, brother. Thanks, Josh.
All right, guys.
No worries.
See ya.
Catch you.
Good night, Josh.
Cheers.